And when we're approaching the Christians and we come to this fundamental difference between us, because really what it boils down to in terms of difference between Islam and Christianity, fundamentally it is our stance in regards to Jesus. So we have the Islamic stance, which ironically and amazingly is supported by biblical evidences, meaning the Bible actually supports our position about Jesus, while their position is really a manufacturing of theology, dogmatic theology by Saint Paul and whoever followed his path. And that was primarily inserted into the New Testament and in the letters that Paul wrote to the different people. And from there, you get the idea of the sonship of Jesus, and the idea of him being the source of salvation, dying on the cross, the Trinity. All of these false beliefs that the Christians uphold today are actually the works of individuals that came far after Jesus. If you go back to the Old Testament and even some of these statements that are attributed to Jesus in the Bible, you'll find them in line, and they correspond completely with the Quranic message about Jesus being a messenger of God, born miraculously. He gave sight to the blind by the will of Allah. He healed the leper by the will of Allah. He gave life to the dead by the will of Allah. He has done the miracles that he's done, which you find both in the Bible and in the Quran. However, the main difference is that in the Quran, we totally understand that no one ever competes or comes close to the Creator in terms of the rights of being worshipped, and that everyone and everything, no matter how great they are in our sight, they remain to be the creation of Allah, that you're being invited to maintain your belief in Jesus. That's the point that I want to focus on. When we approach the Christians, we want them to understand that we are not telling them to forsake or abandon Jesus in totality. We are simply requesting that a modification is made in your belief regarding him. And that is a lovely thing, because no other person from any other religion will be able to make a similar request or submit a similar invitation. If a Jew wants to invite you to Judaism, they're going to tell you to disbelieve in Jesus. If a Hindu or a Buddhist will invite you to their religion, you will have to disbelieve in Jesus. If an atheist obviously is going to invite you to atheism, you have to disbelieve in everything, Jesus and God and the prophets. Is there any other religion on earth that will tell you to join them while maintaining your belief in Jesus? No, only Islam. And that shows you that how near, how close you are to the goal, how close you are to the target. You just have to overcome this emotional attachment. And if you were to do so, you'll be actually fulfilling the requests and the statements of Jesus, who said that the truth shall set you free. That the truth is the ultimate thing. The ultimate thing that you could do and preach is the truth. Because there's only one way to God. And their biblical verses are way too many. You're actually accepting his advice and you're following his lead, because he taught you how to pray by praying to God, by prostrating. He fell on his face in prostration. I believe it's in Mark or Matthew. He fasted like we fast. He was speaking to God. He was supplicating to God. We see he cannot be the Son of God, which makes him equal to God, and yet supplicate and have this relationship of the Creator and the creation, or the master and the servant. They don't add up in one sentence. So at some point you have to really overcome this emotional attachment and broaden your mind and your and understanding. Hear us out, and then it will be a lovely journey afterwards. I hope and pray that Allah Azza wa Jal will allow us to share this wonderful message and allow the Christians to accept it with an open heart.